Hello out there, Spectrum coders. I said I'd be back, and I wasn't lying. Dead on midnight as well, perfect timing. Couldn't have been better timing. I don't have a clue what we're going to add today. Might as well get stuck straight in. I didn't show you before, I found a way by using open folder, and then now it's all laid out nicely there in a project. It also finds things when you go to like, go to definition, it actually opens that file. Hello Moj, yeah, that was punctual, that was a complete accident, but very good accident. Hopefully the microphone's okay. I turned it down slightly because I noticed it was getting a bit louder in a lot of the videos. I'd have to try and remember to look right at it. I changed something off the scenes again because I'd done this in a rush. If you remember the animations frames, I messed around with it to come up with a more sleek way, but in the end I arrived on back where I started actually. But what I changed was the anim frame does go up 0, 1, 2 as you would expect. But other than that, it's the same, and I actually did add a third one. Look. So let's just run it and see what it looks like. Yeah, I can't believe I didn't find that before with the open folder. Can't stress that enough. It's so much better. Opens straight in the folder. I've changed the folder. You'll notice that looks different. That's because I tidied up the GitHub, and that just now this on GitHub, it's named the same as this video. Oh, I've named it part 3. That shouldn't be the case. I'll have to change that later. Shouldn't have had the part 3 bit. Alright. There we go. We've got 3 frames of animation. They look terrible, but it doesn't matter. It's nothing to do, you know. It's very easy to change them. And in fact, we can have as many frames as we want pretty much now with this exact code, and it just means a little bit of copy paste. You know, it's not really painful at all. The only painful thing is this routine's going to be huge in a minute when we add all the others. Oh, I haven't been reading my emails. Sorry, man. I miss them. I miss my emails. I do. I just glance at them sometimes. Oh, awesome. I'll check them. Not the lovely new spiky hair. To be honest, yeah, it all got ad-libbed. This whole idea, I just drew that character in 2 seconds. He had a bit of spiky hair because it was like the easiest hair to draw. And then I thought Spiky sounds like Mikey, and it just all sort of fell together like a Tetris. And then I even had the Tetris music to begin the stream off, just to add to the coincidences. I'll check that now. I'll try and get that. Oh yes. Oh mate, brilliant. That looks so amazing. That's epic. I'm just saving that now. Do you know, doing something like, I've only glanced at your sprites there, but making something like that for me would take me like 2-3 days. I'm not joking. Of just solid. I'd be there for ages trying to make that. Where did I save that to? Idiot. Pictures, I guess. Oh, I'll save it again. Oh, it was pictures. Okay. So of course, unless I'm being thick here, yeah, we can change it there. That looks amazing. That they look really really good. I might even have to come up with a way to assign to him his hair some different color now, because that would be pretty cool if I could do that. I don't think it's impossible if we make his whole head like one color, or just the top cells basically. But I might be being thick here, but I might have to like get this in an art program and so I can turn it into bits. Because I know really I should be using sprite sheets because I know in all modern computing it saves a lot of RAM, or no, not RAM, sorry, like I guess processing power or graphic. But in this, surely it would use more if I tried to keep that entire file somewhere in the program and then having to like offset through it quite a way to get to the right sprite. Surely that's going to be too much for the spec. Does he draw on the computer then, or does he do both, like pad and drawing with pencil? Yeah, I'll load it up in a minute and try and sort of export one frame at a time. It looks epic though, man. That's going to look like a proper game when I've got them in there. I should probably say right near the start of this video, I've made absolute zero preparation for this, and I fully expect it to be a very unproductive couple of hours. We'll get a few things done, but a lot of it is just going to be me like wondering what I'm supposed to be doing because like I said, I didn't plan one bit. Normally I have at least half of a plan, but normally I have the whole thing planned. Yeah, so I'll open that up in ZX Paintbrush right now. Or maybe I think I'll open it in GIMP, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch over to the, what's it called, view. That won't be a problem, we'll see it now. I just didn't want to do that like without showing everyone what I'm actually doing as well. It's loading up, just bear with me, it's a bit slow on this machine. There we go. So these are the wonderful new sprites. These are game ready, like pretty much, you know, that they look good enough. Look at that, I got 16 pixels exactly. Didn't quite get the height right. Oh, hang on, yeah, 3. That is the right height, isn't it? Yeah. That must have been tricky getting this good looking sprite in that small area, because I was thinking about having to make the sprite bigger, but I do like his size for our game window. It's about right. Hi Geomancer, yeah, that's what you call some sprites, isn't it? I'll get this will be us for the evening, getting this all in there probably. So it's perfect as well because you've done 3 of each, haven't you? Yeah. Oh man, that's fantastic. So I'm just going to copy. For some reason, it doesn't work the hotkey if you try and do it this way, but then that one does. So I've now made that like that. I'll be ready for getting into ZX Paintbrush. Oh wait, it's not. Hang on. What? Oh, yeah, it might be worth shifting that along a bit, isn't it? So this probably will eat up about half an hour while I mess around like this, but it's gonna be worth it. And that, like I say, there's probably loads better ways of doing this as well, but this is just the way I've got used to doing it. Maybe to break up the boredom, I'll do them 3 first. 4 frames but 3 sprites. And it's in the arcade version, just mirrored down. Okay, good stuff. See, I've only used like the game Mikie as a real rough guide. Really, I haven't tried to like clone it as such. The sprites are actually too small, and the window itself is too small to clone it. Like they have 9 desks in that one. We're gonna have 6. Oh, is there a ZXP? Oh, sorry, dude. Okay, well done. Thank you for that, for pointing that out. Um, in that case, ZXP. I thought it was a PNG. I just saved it as a PNG. That's where I went wrong. So you know that one you sent me most recently? Oh, here's the ZXP. I found it now, man. Sorry. That's brilliant. I wonder if I can just drag it in. But hey, get the grid on. Don't need that one, do we? I must admit, I know absolutely zilcher about this. Like, is that a select tool? Capture. Does it snap to the grid? Like, I don't actually know anything. It must snap to the grid, surely, yeah. Because like you can't really do anything outside of a grid in a spectrum, can you? Really? Okay. God, what have I done here? Do you know if I have to hold a hotkey to snap? It's just going to snap for me by the looks of it. Export. How does it know if I want to export the file or the selection? Then? I guess I'll just see what that outputs. Just stick it down at the bottom of the player for now. That looks good. That's just one. I thought they were pretty goddamn good, yeah. They're a lot better than I would have done. Looks like a lot of work went into making them look pretty decent. It's well cool, actually. I mean, it's definitely more of a direct rip-off of Mikie now, but I don't think anyone's going to moan too much about that. Alright, so I can close this window, can't I? No, I don't really need that. Oh, whoa. It's a bit strange. I need to get it to snap. How do I move it back one pixel of the box? I don't think I can. Trying to see if I can find the size of the box written down so I know that there's 16 width. Yes, there is. Why? Did you see that? I don't think you can export it if it's not exact character cell. Go from top right, it works better, okay. It's weird. No, it's my mouse or what? I'm sitting quite a way away from the screen. It seems to only let you export if your selector is Yeah, I know, I was actually using GIMP to some good effect there, but that would mean I'd have to import all of them through this afterwards. So it's a bit of a lesser of two evils situation. Put the pixel grid on. Zoom in slightly. This is the only problem we've got here. That's what we want. Doesn't let you export. If I put it here, it would. Maybe GIMP. I think I can do it in GIMP just as fast, if not faster, because I know the tools. There's no close. This won't be too bad because I'll do it in chunks of 3 and then I'll go and do the code. I've already done him. Look at that, perfect. How many's that? Whoops. So that one's going to be up 1 because I do use 0 every time. There should be 1 pixel padding on the left. Every single time I've tried to make a sprite sheet, I've managed to balls it up as well, mate. So it's definitely you know, it's nothing to be ashamed of. The way I've started making them now, although I've gone off 2D art, I actually make 3D art normally now. But when I used to do a lot of 2D, I'd do them all in their own frame. I found it much easier in their own. I'd overlay them in layers and turn them on and off the layers. Then I found a application that just puts them all into a sprite sheet for me. I was wondering about that as well, Geomancer, but I haven't got around to actually bothering to find that out yet. I don't. It's only a one-off thing, in it? This, and then the rest of it's all about the code. You know what I mean? You only do this on this, and then the teacher. There's a couple of players in there, you know, a couple of characters. So it's not something I've focused like all my energy on optimizing my workflow yet. But once I get going on this method, this approach I'm using now, it's actually not that hard. I've done this a lot of times in the past. I'm going to get him again, just save him in that box. Oh, what have I just done anyway? I didn't even do this again. This is just the way I do it. It's the quickest way for me. I'll just do these 3, drag them into ZX. Oops. Yeah, I am like that as well, mate. I continually go off on tangents over and over again, but it's fun. It does sometimes link back around and you end up learning stuff you were trying to learn in the first place anyway, so it's good. Right, let's export all these. I'll redo him because I think I balls that one up. Yeah, I did. Why is that looks weird? It's a fun tar pit though, isn't it? Tar pit full of knowledge. Right, now we're cooking. Just delete that. Alright, so I guess we'll just say goodbye to Spiky. I've got him backed up anyway. Might as well start using comments. It really does come in handy. All this data looks exactly the same otherwise by the end of it. But we'll add the opcode now after doing this one. Don't think it makes any difference clicking that, I just do it out of habit. Same with deleting them them comments. Doesn't do anything. I may as well copy that whole thing and just adapt it. So like I say, this pretty closely matches the sort of knocked together thing I done in 10 minutes before work. But it actually worked out the best my brain could do. I tried to do something else and it failed. Yeah, that'd be awesome, Moz, if you do. It's quite funny being spiky, and he podgy little git as well. But it looks great, the sprite you got. It's nice to have some good looking sprites in there. Don't forget we need the teacher as well if you still feel like drawing. We need some old bald man as a teacher who throws his teeth at you. There's also a cleaner, a cheerleader, girlfriend. Lots of work to be done yet. Yeah, we've got a 192 by 192 game window. But there's actually 2 bytes at each side that are used so that I could draw like a 3D look in the background. And I had to stop Mikie walking there, otherwise it would have messed all the colours up. Teacher might be a bit taller, although he can fit through the desks still. So I guess his bounding box is the same size. But yeah, there's dancing girls. That's what I meant by the cheerleaders, sorry. Bit of fun in it, drawing some of that. Bit of a laugh. Again, I think they're taller as well in the actual game, but we don't have to stick exactly to the game. You know, there can definitely be differences. So the only thing I'm going to change is that to you. And then obviously that to an up. And that. And that. So there's a lot of hard coding going on, but does it really matter? It seems like the quickest way for the processor, and that's the main thing. Sega Master System, that's an interesting one. I know the Game Boy does as well. I'm definitely going to learn 6502, which would open up the Atari 2600, the NES, and the Commodore 64. So that would be absolutely awesome. I think if I did some NES videos, I bet you any money I'd get a lot of views, but well, not a lot, but probably would get more views if I was making a NES game. But let's start with Spectrum, innit? Why not? It's a great system, and it's much underloved. I know there is a big community that love it, but it doesn't get a lot of love on Twitch or even YouTube, really. So yeah, hopefully we can give it some love. Because if I make Mikie complete, yeah, and I'm doing a bit of both here, Moz. I really am, because it's not an engine by any means, but I can copy and paste this into any other game. I could very easily just change the sprites and the control mechanism, and we could have a spaceship scrolling shooter. Just add a scrolling background. So obviously it's not a game engine, but it's like a framework. I like to call it. Like it's just a ready-made sort of boilerplate. Well, that's what it's going to be when it's finished, anyway. I mean, I bet we end up making everything specific, but yeah, it's such a much-loved system, especially in the UK and other parts of the world. But that's what I think you're missing out on. If I was to do NES, I'd have Americans well interested, but most of them don't even know what the ZX is, do they? They call it a ZX or so. Of course, some people know what it is over there. Not, yeah, of course. Uh, we didn't have to change much there. And I think the anim timer doesn't care what frame it's doing. It just cycles through as long as we've got the same amount of frames. What we might come into hassle with is when we want to attack. But I think I can just make a ball for attack and then move to a completely different sprite for that. Because obviously that won't be timed. Well, it will, but its time will be how long it stays on for, not when it comes on. I really think that's good to go for the up. Let's try it out. Oh no, a previously defined label. Oh, I didn't rename them. I thought I did. Funny how you found out about it through Classic Text Adventures, yeah. Because I love Classic Text Adventures, but I got my Spectrum for the first time in 1986, my very first computer, and I was just playing things like Horace and Manic Miner and things like that. Nice. Yeah, what got me into text adventures, because I did used to play some, but I don't think it was on my Spectrum. Can't remember where I played them. Maybe it was on my Spectrum. Do you remember them text adventures where you'd have like the top half of the screen would be a picture, and then the rest of it's a text adventure, but there was loads of different pictures. That's the ones I remember. Yeah, so this might run now. Oops, that wasn't compiled. Okay, now it. Oh, hello. Yeah, he doesn't have an idle animation. That's because I've always struggled to make that, and I'm going to leave that right till the end. A lot of Spectrum games don't have idle animations. I'm not even sure if Mikie does. I think it does. It just stops. Well, all we have to do is stop the anim timer. That's all we have to do to be idle. Like I said, I did come on almost straight after work, and it's just completely ad-libbing, so I'm going at a really slow pace here. I do apologise if anyone's watching this later on YouTube or whatever, hoping it was going faster. Alright. Text Adventure is one of the first games that you try and write, isn't it, really? Especially before game engine sort of era. Because that's one of the first things I made. But I just made where you had it basically had 4 rooms, and it had a blue key and a green key. And then there was a blue door, and then you win the game when you find the blue key and the blue door. Yeah, I could do that with the idle, but the quickest way, and I'm already thinking that's the way I'm going to do it, is where I do anim timer here. Where the hell is it? Yeah, you know, I'll just come up with a way of pausing that timer, which would be very easy. There's multiple ways of doing that. What's that link there? Is that your game? I'll load it up. Oh, you just reminded me. I'm going to switch back to that other window as well, so we don't have my taskbar. Probably have to fix the width. There we go. Even though that was probably a bad idea because I'm going to be back in the art program soon, aren't I? MIA. Does that mean you literally can't trace the copy of it? Oh yeah, contributors Adam Morris. Small world, isn't it? Because you see names on them websites, you never think you're actually going to get to talk to the person on it, you know? It's like the same with that Quarks game. I would have just seen the name there and just thought... I literally assumed that most programmers from the 80s were multi-millionaires now. I'm dumb. I'm naive. You never know with the things like Twitch and YouTube now. Someone might just be able to even hear this one day and say, I've got that tape, here you go. Funny if that does happen. Let's completely forget the idle for now. We've done the up. Well, let's do the down. So I probably should just go back into that other window again, shouldn't I? That was a mistake switching across. And GIMP. Okay, down. Oh yeah, it does look like he's dancing. Didn't see that. That's gonna look epic. I think this one I left slightly to the left, so I'll do the same. Or maybe I'll do the opposite actually. No, I'll do the same. That would be a great idol. Just continually dancing at a rapid speed the entire game. He looks awesome, this kid, honestly. Especially if we can get him to have like blonde hair or something. Yeah, just these two like or what about this guy over here? Look, he's punching. Punching the air. Like right, so that's two. Last one. It gets scary when you start not working with placeholder graphics anymore because you've got to actually be that little bit careful. Otherwise you end up having to do everything again. Okay, export all these. It's not going to take that long. Oh, I did forget about having to do it into paintbrush. It's not too bad. So I'm down 0. Down 1. Did I export it there? Yeah. Sometimes I don't see your chat message because, like, for example, right now I've just got too many windows open. I can't see it. So I wouldn't have a clue if you're writing anything right now. Sometimes you have to just concentrate later on what you're doing, otherwise that's the end. There we go. Yeah, I think that's cool. We'll soon find out. I'm actually starting to love when you write code in such a way that you can just keep copy paste it. I used to absolutely hate doing that because obviously in other languages you can just write a function to do all this. Not even quarks. I'm sure I downloaded a pack called Tosec or something, and it had about 8 versions of quarks in there. Even some of them with like crackers' names on it and stuff. No way. Be funny if it suddenly shows up. Why is there no chat box on this either? I've got one at the bottom along here that should show up. Oh, it's not showing, that's why. Alright, that might show up now. Down, down, down. Should be all good. Oh, of course, you can't actually see until I drag it in here now. Now you see how small it is when I... But that's better. You can make it bigger now. Alright, he's on a mission there, and he looks good. Oh yeah. Oh, that looks sweet. I mean, obviously I can slow him down, but it's funny not having it like this right now. And then obviously he turns into Fat Kid. Hey. That's the only problem, see, when we haven't got completely solid character like that. See, in the Spectrum version of Mikie, he's completely solid, coloured black. I love assembly as well. The more I use it, I love it. I mean, there's things I hate about it compared to other languages, but I still love it. That's why I'm doing it. Could be a delay on the chat, I'm not sure. But the reason he's turning into that is obviously because we haven't implemented that yet, so we'll do that now. Yeah, that's funny. This is brilliant. I'm actually really enjoying this. So of course we're doing the right now, which I'd already added for you. Okay, I like doing it in little bursts like this. This is quite, this is enjoyable. This. So I'd already written code in right, but I'm just gonna still just nick it from here because I know this works. In fact, no, right was already done, wasn't it? Yeah. But hey, look at him go. Oh, what's happened to him? Been burnt. We should keep that for like an animation. He can get burnt somehow. A little Easter egg going back to the real original dev. I've just wondered, how come? I've just noticed all these down here. Yeah, I haven't really thought about these. We don't need these yet, do we? They're the same, aren't they? Some of them are the same. Okay, yeah. Oh, so maybe they were offset here. I'm such an idiot, aren't I? I am an idiot. For some reason, I just thought they were all different and didn't think much more of it. Oh well, we nearly finished now. It didn't take that long, really. Doesn't really matter what order we're doing in, really. Alright, so we have the jump animation, but we obviously um, don't need him to jump. But that could actually be our attack. Oh, it is in this, so I'm looking at it the reverse way. So that's an excellent attack. So we will add that in a minute, and that will almost complete the sort of movement of the character. The only thing we'll need to add after is shout, which is completely different. Electrocuted, yeah. Yeah, I do like assembly. It's just raw and in a way basic. It's logic. It's all about the logic. Like in languages, you have to learn the syntax and how they like call methods, and there's sort of none of that here. But I do miss like functions where you can pass parameters and get back a return and stuff. I need to come up with that as a concept in assembly still. That would be great. So let's disassemble that school kit, isn't it? Is what you want to look at. School kit, I think it's called. You can disassemble any game apparently. I read. You know what you're doing. But I tried it, and to be honest, it blew my mind to pieces. Did I just do the last? Did I add them in? I don't think I did. Did I? No. So left. Lucky when we're talking about little games like a Spectrum, the repetition here is not that bad, is it? Like three frames of animation is pretty adequate for a specky game, and it didn't take that long just to copy paste, cut it all manually. Of course, we could add 5 frames of animation here if we wanted to. It just would have took longer. We should add some definitely random stuff like that in, man. He should be able to get, yeah, he should just be able to headbutt whenever he wants. If he does it like frame perfect timing, get the headbutt on the teacher and stun him for like, you know 255 frames. And the last one for now. Well, then again, we know it's going to take us like seconds to sort it, so then we're straight onto the problem of the attack, which I must admit I've spent no time thinking about yet at all. Sweet. Go Mikey, go Mikey, go Mikey. Oh, they're not working. That one works. Oh, of course I haven't done it yet. But I didn't change any of this. Why use brain power when we've already used it? Just copy paste. Change some letters. Of course, if you've been watching lots of my videos, you'll know I'm becoming a fine art martial artist of the find and replace. Use it almost. I almost thought about using it there just for them free, but I thought no, I'll just change to free. Find and replace ninja. Got Mikey. Oh yes, look at that. Boom. So we're gonna have him. We'll use that. I don't want to call it the bum animation, the the attack animation, you know. But then we'll also reverse it and use it as a headbutt attack. Maybe the next thing I should do is actually idle, because it is kind of annoying having him like that. We'll just have it stop animating. Doesn't matter what direction he's facing to idle. Look at him go. Brilliant. I'm just having a think while I'm gonna mute while I roll a cigarette. But I'm gonna have a quick think about the way I want to try and pause this anim timer. The only reason I've got to think about it is it actually doesn't just do the anim timer. Maybe we only want to call anim timer when we hold move. So it means it's a bit weird, but we have to go into the player. I suppose it's the player animation we're dealing with anyway, so it's not that weird. Call it on every one, and now it will only animate. Will only be the timed animation that we've done there. I mean, actually, I could just have done it once there, but then that means if you weren't going to safe move, you wouldn't even look like you were trying to move. Whereas this way, he still will animate even when it fails to move. Hopefully that just works. Yeah, it does. Look, seems to. Perfect. So I was having a ciggy break, but don't really need one. Let me read your message. I missed them. I was thinking about doing that. Yeah, I was thinking when I made it, it'll look better, wouldn't it, with the middle one twice. I'll have to do that. Let's do that now then. Sorry, I was being lazy, but I did consider it, but I decided against it. It kind of looks alright, you know. It's not too bad like that. Especially now it's idle. I really like it. I mean, now he's not. See, my sprite was all black. Yours is an outline. So now I feel like he needs colour added to him. But that poses a massive problem with the background. Like, we'll get colour clash. Because you can't just do his face. You've got to do the surrounding area as well. So it's either that or we just do it like this, like a monochrome. Still looks good enough, doesn't it? In fact, that's going to look better than having colour around the edge. And I don't know any way around it, so. What do we need to add next? Any ideas? I guess the next one is to add like either the people in the chairs. I mean, another easy one would be to add the door collision. But that's just so easy, it's not really worth worrying about right now, I don't think. Yeah, I love that. Just happens to line up with his eyes. I'm really happy with this so far though. Yeah, got it, haven't I? Got to have a quick break, think about what direction we're going to go in. We've actually been making some real leaps of progress though, because we haven't hit any big major hours worth of stumbling blocks anymore. Things are almost working perfectly. I want to get rid of these glitchy pixels that are dotted about, but that's a big problem. I'm not sure whether that's timing or what. Yeah, I'll be back in a second. Just be 1 minute. Close this. Yeah, do you mean the look of it? Yeah, it'll be fine. I do think so as well. You just put up with it, don't you? You know the limitations of the system. The main thing's definitely going to be the gameplay, and the sound. Believe it or not, will be a big thing. If we can make it sound good, it won't be annoying to play. You can have a good game and ruin it with the sound. Yeah, yeah. Thank you for sending them sprites in, Moz. Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, it is pretty much that. But except for we'll have to add another frame in, of course. Let's do that now. Actually, let's work on that problem. 'Cause I just forgot about that until you reminded me. So all that will need to be changed on each one, and that, and another one of them. See, it's definitely not the tidiest of code, but it works. So, and it's extendable. I think I'll start from here. Surely there's a way of. Oh, that's just because I wanted to jump to it. Yeah. This is going to need its own file soon enough, isn't it? At least this kind of code. Get it out of the way. Oh, of course, I wouldn't have even needed to do that. There might have been a way of just stepping in that direction. Yeah, nice one, Moz. That'd be amazing, man. I'll make sure to finish this game as well and put it on a tape file and release it, on World of Spectrum and ZX Computing or whatever else it's called. So just for a laugh. And we'll have a main menu with a credit screen and everything. Yo, Darko, what's up, man? Haven't seen you for a while. How you doing, bro? Let's keep it simple and just call it its own frame, and like it's a duplicate. But see, I could have just pointed at that same memory again. In fact, I am gonna. No, I'm not. It requires me having to think too much. It's easier just to copy and paste it on. No, it isn't. No, it's gonna be fine. This is fine. So I just need to know which one of them is the middle one in each one. Like that's gonna be the hard bit. So up is up 0. Oh, that's right. Sugar. Hopefully right is also right 0. Yeah, it is. That's a bit of luck. So right should work now. Game Gear, awesome. I think the Amstrad CPC used a Z80 as well. That was a good little machine. I could do that, Moz, but as soon as I did it, I just kept thinking, why not just do this? Because I'm just gonna, if not, have to go plus 98 plus 48 or whatever it is. So I may as well just point it at where it already is. I mean, there would have been a way to cut out this as well by one with some maths or something, but I couldn't be bothered with that. But that should all work as long as we've got 4 choices. So, oh, there we go. I'll just check each one because I know one I did do in a funny order, and it's that one. It's left. So the last one I've left is the one I want twice. There we go. And then, so I rename it, I did. And then down now. I always hear when you say fascinating in the voice of Spock, because I've been watching a lot of Star Trek recently. I love it. Let me sort this out before I forget what I'm doing. Is it left? Down. I'm just checking that the top one is the like sort of middle, and it is. That's good. That means we can match it up to that one there. So it's just like that. Did we do up? No, we didn't. I know that up is that way. We've already checked that. Okay, so now we've got 4 frames. As far as I know, that's going to do it without having to copy it. You do as well, Gio. That's brilliant. I thought you did, but I was just making sure. It seems to be working. I've got it in a very small window again. I probably should have turned that idle thing back off so we could see. Because I was expecting him when he collides to still try and walk. Oh, and now he does. But then he doesn't. It's weird. That's what I was hoping would happen, but it doesn't always. I don't know why. But it doesn't. It's not important enough to worry about. Looking good. Looking damn good. Feeling good. And have you noticed we're just extending it with ideas and we're not running into problems. Very few problems, even though the code looks quite complex. I'm certainly going to have to separate this draw player thing. I can't have that in the main. It's just too big. I think I'm going to put this into the player file and the anim timer and the set frame. And I know I'll probably regret doing that later because I won't find it and I'll be like, where the hell have I put that? Just make sure that will work still. I'm sure it will. Yeah, that bit of the delay is normal at the start. Perfect. I mean, I think we'd get rid of that delay at the start just by having a main menu. It would, you just have to allow it all to load for a second. Oh yeah, the MSX. You're right there. And there's a huge interest in that all of a sudden. I'd never heard of that system until a couple of years or a year or two ago. But I hear everything about it now. What next? Definitely. Shall I actually slow him down a little bit to see what it looks like? Just slow him down to a more cool dude sort of walk. Cool. See, player's huge now as well. That's the only problem. I'm pretty sure that's it. And in delay. not very long already. Oh no, we want it longer, of course. It's still pretty goddamn quick. Seems too quick, maybe. I mean, I can certainly live with it in the game like that. You know, but am I using the frame delay? Oh, it was in play, wasn't it? Yes. I mean, let's just try 100, so it should be like hardly any animation at all. Okay, it does work. It's not working as I would have expected it to, though. See, now it's too quick. Most odd. I think he has slowed down a touch. Nah, he wouldn't hurry, would he? Not quite. He's not going to shuffle like he does. It's too uncool. I must admit, it's baffling me as to how it's taking, like, how it's working that out. It seems you've. Oh, okay, that's just the normal way at the start. Oh, hang on, is it just working one time? I'm resetting it, I'm sure I am. If it's more than that, jump to skip to next. And down here we make it 0 again. So that should work fine, my logic there. Can't see how to improve that. This is another one of them things where should I spend too long on that it probably wouldn't make a fun video, because the problem is almost non-existent. Like, you can still play the game, can't you? Do you know what I mean? I think it's fine, he looks good. Let's try and see the attack, if we can get the attack to look good. Maybe the attack, that just means I've got to do a bit more art importing. Let's get rid of that now. That's 20 minutes of my life I won't get back, changing them 1s to 0s. I'm just going to do this off the screen where you won't see it, because I've changed back to this one now. Excuse me. Alright, so we'll do like, yeah, just the 2 attacks for now. Or shall I just do 1? I'll do both. There's something eating away at me about that speed though. I'm worried about it. I've just exported the 2 sprites from GIMP. I'm closing GIMP finally. Import them in to ZX. Alright. So that's attack left. I think I'm going to make them their own special case. These have just all been offsets, but this one I'm going to do attack. Why not just attack left for now? Paste him in there. Actually, I do want that open. And then I'll do attack right. Okay. So how do we want to do this? I haven't even started to think about it. The concern is the fact that I can't control his speed properly, and it's just making me wonder why. Like, I've got that variable here. It's not even a variable, it's a constant. Frame delay. Why is it 5? Didn't we just change it? Oh, I put it back to 5 because for some reason I thought it was only what happened at the start. But it seems the same speed no matter what value I put in there. That's what's worrying me. Oh, I wonder if I've just figured out what it is actually. Maybe. Just needs a return statement. Oh no, there is one there. So it increments the timer by 1. It checks the timer against the delay, which is now set at 25 frames. And only if it's more than or equal does it skip to there. But it seems to just happen whenever. You know, as soon as it can. But it does seem to happen. It's not happening like every single frame because that would just be crazy quick, wouldn't it? You'd probably only see one frame, or it would just look really weird. Maybe that is what's happening. Just I don't know why. I mean, I could do equal to. Let's just try that. It might end up getting stuck or something. In fact, it has got stuck. I don't know why. It should eventually become equal to that. It only goes up by 1 every time. That's most odd. As I say, I probably won't worry about it too much though, because the game looks okay right now, and I could probably spend 2 hours and get nowhere on that. Maybe I'm better off doing that when I've got a clear head and I'm on my own, so I can really smash out some crazy debugging. Wait, oh yeah. I've forgotten what I was just adding. Oh, attacks. So far, when we press to move the move key, it increments the anim timer, and when that timer reaches the value, it calls one of these. And if, depending on which one of them set, no matter what happens, draw gets called by one of them. That's why we're always getting at least a draw on sprite. But when we attack, we don't want to obviously draw that sprite. So we'll need to think of the best way. Hello, Microman. 2 days, good stuff. Do you know, I don't know how long, how you're getting on with it, but suddenly with me, after not long at all, like about 5 days, I suddenly started understanding lots of it. Whereas I didn't understand any, obviously, on day 1. Yeah, we need to figure out the best way of. Oh, nice one. Okay, sorry, I read that wrong and just read of assembly instead of Z80. Yeah, fair play. You probably get on nicely. I think the beauty. I've heard people going from 6502 to Z80 and vice versa, and they say that the strength of the spectrum is that IX and IY. So you might want to look into them. I don't know, but from what I read, I won't have that if I go and do Commodore 64, and I use that a lot in my code. So I'll be quite screwed. I need I need to come up with some way of making it so that only one frame gets drawn. I could either just use 4 and 5 and then just not set 4 and 5 in here. It's a tricky one, this. Yeah, they are good registers because you can do loads of weird tricks with them. I've done this double buffering. I won't look too much, but I suppose that doesn't really use it. No, that doesn't use it much. But the sprite drawing, I think it is. Well, I used to use them a lot, but it appears I'm not using them much here. But I certainly do anyway, because for arrays of stuff, it's so good. I'm thinking of using the attacks as 4 and 5, and then obviously not skipping to it as part of the loop, but somehow telling, I guess, this area here that if it's 4 and 5, then not to draw them. It would only be 4. It's only right and left that need the attack. You can't like attack upwards or downwards. We'll need to specify the attack. He does have different attacks in different levels. So I'll have to specify the name. But what I'm going to do is, for left, it'll be 4. In fact, no, let's keep it separate from the frame counter. Let's just check if he's attacking left. That'd be easier, wouldn't it? So we've got that. And then, where was I? Here. Oh, of course, we'll have to do it in front of that, because they're jumping past it anyway, otherwise. Load A, attacking left. Compare 1. Let's call it DPA in the left section. DPLA. Definitely need to jump to the end. And then we simply need to point it at the right memory, which we've named already. So DE wants to play out Y. Alright, that's going to do it for us, but now we need a way of making it so it doesn't matter about our animation time anymore, but we need to worry about a timer for how long we've been attacking for, and set obviously a length of time and a button as well. I mean, we get Q there already. ASD, yeah, F. That'll do. Upwards on the second level, yeah, you can definitely use the shout upwards. You can use that in all directions. So that's the next one. There is one more attack, and that's just when you get the basketballs out of the bin, or sometimes you get food in the other levels, and you can chuck it at them. Oh, again, we'll ignore that for now. The shout one we'll be able to implement pretty soon, but that's its own separate sprite. It comes out of him. Right, so we've got F as a key now. You've always got to pop, otherwise you're going to crash it or something. Yes, I'm pretty sure if I just set the ball, it'll make him attack. The trick will be to make him not attack anymore. That's where we'll have to add a timer or something. I mean, I might just make it that if you're holding the key, you attack, and if not, you don't. That might work better. Because before, it was quite buggy, the attack. You have to hold the fire button and then press direction. I suppose we might have to do that anyway, because otherwise, how would you know if he wants to attack left or right? We'll have to figure that out. Well, look, load A, key pressed, F. Definitely going to need that. If it is pressed, I'm going to create another function. Let's just do it up here for now. Have you seen in the game as well in the Spectrum, it really does look like he's getting bummed by the teacher when he catches him. It's really funny. I think they've done it on purpose. It just really lines up like exact. Yeah, I'd put this function up here, but it's probably going to end up in the player. if F's pressed, I want to find out if they then press the move button. This is the annoying thing. So I don't want him to move up anymore. So we need all that. Yeah, hang on. So what am I actually going to call it? Sometimes I name it and rename it. But this should get the gist of what I'm trying to do. So all them are going to go in there. In this I'm going to do the attack code. And then here I'll do the comparison. If F is not pressed, cool, Z, check standard inputs. If it is, in fact, cool NZ, check attack inputs. So now he can't move. If you're holding fire, he can't move. I can see why they did that now, you know. And that shouldn't crash or anything. So we just need to now then have this in there again. Instead of that. Oh, we want A, not W. See, this is where I want a conditional load statement. I really wish we had that, but we haven't. So I'm going to have to make another method to say set this to true. Can't do that. And also, I've already set up that to be the same, just to make it clearer. I think it's really that straightforward. Obviously, we're going to have to do something more. This will only turn him into the attack state and never do anything else. Won't check for any collision or enemies. It won't reset him back to the right animation frame. Let's see if that works first. In fact, let's get this out of the way. It shouldn't be there. That'll be alright. Because you're moving the player, so it makes sense to have it in the player anyway. I mean, it's getting to the point where the main method's getting quite like loaded up, and we might want like an update method inside our player, but at the moment it works, so I'll probably do that alone and see if it works. I think that's going to do it. So I'm expecting now that when I hold fire he can't move, and then when I press left he will do an attack. Okay, I'm holding fire now. It doesn't attack, it stopped moving. In fact, he's now never, yeah, he's never moving again. Because I never reset it. Oh, actually, yes, I do. Wait, no, I don't. Because reset keys. I need to put the F in there. Oops. I don't think that's going to fix our problem, but I was going to say I didn't know why he wasn't animating, but that was that loading thing. Yeah. So it stops you moving, but for some reason the second key is not getting registered. Oh, I put it in player now. It should. Yeah, for sure. That's what I like about it. Just putting stuff straight into memory and accessing it. It's really cool. I wish I'd found it years ago. Years ago when I was first learning to program in C# or something, or Java, everyone used to sort of talk about assembly like it was some sort of like holy grail, or I don't know, this forgotten language or something, I don't know. They tell you not to even look at it. Medusa. You look at it and it'll drive you mad. Or is that telling you to stone? Jumping out at me, the problem is that it's not loving two keys at the same time, my code. I'm pretty sure it doesn't matter actually, because we've done shooting games where you could move and fire with this code, so I don't think that's the case actually. I just wonder if we change that to 1. Still didn't do it. Okay, yeah, so it looks like it should work to me. What else did I do? So right ain't gonna work because we haven't done it yet. So let's call it DPRA instead. Available to everyone. Yeah, I mean, totally, yeah. If you can figure it out. There's not a great deal of help online, but there are some of them useful books in there which are enough. If you take them on board, what the books are trying to tell you, they are enough. Especially with the extra forums you get help with. There are some good dudes on them forums, isn't there? Damn it, I've hit one of them points where I expect it to work now and it doesn't. Because before I do any of that sprite change in there, it checks, is the attacking ball set? And if so, it jumps to there and then jumps to the end. It sets that to that. I'm really expecting that to work. See, I was going to do a state there. I haven't used that really yet. That was going to be for attack. But that's pretty much the same as this. I could just set a state there instead. Maybe that's the way to go about this. Shouldn't need to though. Like, why doesn't this code work? Where is it? Left. If attacking left. Yeah, very true. Because at one point I wouldn't have been able to do all this, but oh, I did have an idea then. Have I set attacking to be true at any point? Is it like, is it there when I... Yeah, I do. I mean, I haven't tried it in a while, but it's not going to work, is it? Nope, absolutely not. Oh! Somehow it worked, but it actually goes out of it. Oh, that's when you press up. That's funny. It seems to only happen. In fact, no, it's every time I press left. It's every time I press left now. And he's not animating anymore. Oh, yeah. Now he is. Is it me or does he move faster when he's in that mode? That was funny, but it wasn't intended. Yeah. Um, let's change it. Wait there. What do I call the other thing? Player sprite down. Player sprite attack left. Because I was thinking the same thing. It was a bit unclear. 637. Bum attack. I mean, I never expected him to go back because I haven't set the ball to be false ever. We need a timer, but we need him to stop moving when he's attacking. I guess I'm gonna have to bite the bullet. I was trying to do some sort of clever, just quick. I still can't actually understand why that doesn't work. But how about if we have a state? Can I go to definition? Yes, I can. We already have it that attack is 1. So I could check here, couldn't I, what state we're in. The arse whack, that's a good one, man. I don't want him to move. Where's the move? Cool. Try and move. Here. I don't get how that can be called when he's holding F. Because here it says only if he's not holding F, call that. I don't know what this will achieve, but we'll have yet another couple of routines. Because I don't know how to make like a function like that. So I wanted a parameter really with like an int saying state index. Yeah, that's what I want. You know what I mean? But instead, I have to do one for each state. I called the other one walk, didn't I? But I guess I should probably call that like standard. Doesn't really matter. So instead of just calling them methods, I'll do the same thing I'll just sort of cache in it in a way by calling one of those instead. Oh, press the wrong button. Yeah. I really don't see how when I'm holding F, how can it ever be walking now? If I make sure we're walking before we move every single time. So I can probably get rid of some of this other code here. Wait a minute. Let's try and move. Alright, so it's all getting more complex now because of the way I'm coding it. Lots of like, it's a lot of code now. So I'll check the player's state as well before I move. Compare it to walk. Return if it's not equal. Oh, thank you for the follow, mate. Micro man, much appreciated. I'm definitely going to get to some 6502 at some point, but I really want to finish a complete Spectrum game before I delve into Unknown Wars. Just put that in all of the move methods. Did you achieve your goal? Or did you have fun in the process anyway? Or both, hopefully. Aerobotics, I've never heard of that. I used to do a lot of C64 playthroughs and I'm going to start doing more again, so I might have a look at that for you. Okay, we can no longer move, so I've missed something out. That's weird. Amstrad release ahead, I've never thought of that. Didn't really know they released games. Why does that not work? Unfortunately, I might have to end it here on a bad note because it's getting a bit late for me. I can't even move now. I mean, it's no big deal. I could easily delete what I've just done and get moving again. Yeah, it's tough. Thanks, Microman. I hope to see you again as well, mate. Hopefully we'll add loads to the game next time I see you. Yeah, it's getting a little late and this problem seems a little bit too hard for my brain. Yeah, let's end it here. It's been around 2 hours. Hopefully by the time I come back online tomorrow, I would have fixed this for you and I'll just show you how I did it. If not, I would have deleted it and we'll have another crack. But I reckon it'll just be a couple of little lines of change. I'll leave it with you. I'm going to upload it to GitHub. So if you want to, have a tinker with it yourself, you feel free. But until tomorrow, enjoy yourselves.